everybody, it's me, Valerie from Stampin' with Valerie, and today I wanted to open up and show you the August paper pumpkin. It is called The Gift of Fall. Hopefully that's not too close to the camera. I just got home from a mini vacation. My husband and I went to Michigan to be at our niece's wedding. It was fantastic. We had a great time. And when I got back, my paper pumpkins were waiting for me. So I was like super excited that I was going to get to do this today. So let's open it up. I've already taken the blue paper out that was in here because they always wrap it in blue tissue paper, which is fine, but it just, when I'm trying to open it on camera, it makes it a little difficult. So before I show you this month's paper pumpkin, this is next month's paper pumpkin is called Bon Appetit, and it's going to have 20, it said treat boxes that are Halloween themed, and so you're going to get a Halloween stamp set. It's going to come in this fun, as they call it, a spooky special edition box. So if you haven't signed up for Paper Pumpkin and you want to, you may do that under me, and I'll give you the address in a little bit. But today we're also going to do this extra, a couple of these extra little cards that come with the Gift of Fall add-on bundle, so you can see how versatile that is and how it works with this kit. So I'm just going to set that aside and we're going to get right to this kit. Isn't this gorgeous? This stamp set, I don't know if you can read it. I'm going to put it on this so you can see it better. It says, thankful for friends like you, grateful for family like you. This one says enjoy. It's upside down for you. You can't really see it. Happy Thanksgiving. And then it's got these little buds, which someone said they are called, possibly it might be bittersweet. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not super great with plants. You get a Mary Merlot stamping spot if you've ordered this kit. And look at this. There's my paper in the bottom. Isn't this fantastic? Oh, you got the little gift bags. They're going to be so fun to put together. I can hardly wait to do this kit. And I'm going to probably use my little Gift of Fall add-on bundle, and I'm going to put those inside these bags and you can use as gifts for someone. I think that would be adorable. We'll get these open. We have some larger gold sequins, some small gold sequins. Of course, you get some Stampin' Dimensionals. You've got your gift bags, linen thread. Oh, this gorgeous, I think it's Mango Melody ribbon. We've got the white tags. Aren't those pretty? We've got these round. I'm going to try to pull all this out before I end up dropping it on the floor here. All right, get that out of the way. We've got some glue dots. You always get some glue dots in there too. These beautiful die cut, aren't those gorgeous? With that color, that crushed curry color, or maybe that's what the ribbon is, crushed curry. Come on, Val, get it together. Oh, look at these tags. Aren't those amazing? Look at those colors. I love those colors for fall colors. I think those are fantastic. And then we have, these are little leaves. These are exactly like the leaf punch. Isn't that great? So your leaf punch will coordinate with this set as well, and with your add-on bundle if you get it. We've got some stitched circles in Mary Merlot. We've got some labels in Crumb Cake. We've got 2 sheets of those. And these, my all-time favorite, vellum. I love vellum. These vellum leaves, and as they called it, bittersweet, I guess. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but I love those tiny leaves. We've got 2 sheets of these, and then we have some crumb cake leaves. So there is a lot going on with this. Oh, and we have some more leaves here with the stripe pattern on them and the pretty peacock. All right, so I'm definitely going to need my instructions for this kit because lots of moving parts. So I'm just going to set all of the bags aside except the one that I'm going to be working on. I probably should silence my watch so I don't get any notifications while we're doing this either. I'm going to try to pull up my video, see if I can get it to pull up. Aha, there I am. Yay. Hi Lois, how are you? Loving this ribbon. It's got a little piece of tape on the end there. I'm just going to cut that little piece off because that piece of ribbon will probably be sticky, so there's no point in having that in the way. We'll get our Stampin' Dimensionals out of the way. We're going to need some blocks. I didn't even prepare enough to even have blocks out. This is how, you know, last minute this was. I just went in and told my husband, I'm like, I'm doing a video. I'll be out in a little while. He's like, okay. He knows me. He knows once I get started, I'm not stopping. All right, let's just grab some blocks and see what fits. I'm not sure if we're going to use all of these stamps, but we're going to put them all on blocks anyway, because maybe I'll use them for when I do the cards. Whoops, that doesn't quite fit. I need to put it on there on an angle. Much better. Look at our sentiments. I love this, thankful for friends like you, and I love the grateful for family like you. I think those are fantastic. And I love that we have a happy Thanksgiving in here. So that's great. I love when we get those happy things, because we don't get a lot of stamp sets that say happy Thanksgiving. It sounds kind of silly, but it's true. We don't have a lot that have that sentiment, even, and not just Stampin' Up. I'm talking in the commercial market. I don't think there's that many either. So it's nice to just have just plain happy Thanksgiving. So you can use that for Thanksgiving cards. Put that on there upside down, but obviously you can turn it around. But when I was looking at it, I was like, why doesn't that look right? All right, and then we have that little enjoy. All right, I'm just gonna set these to the side until we're ready for them. Make the workspace a little bit neater and easier to access everything. And let me get my directions, because that's probably what I need first, right? All right, of course we've got, there are total 12 sheets of die cut leaves, circles, and tags, so that's awesome. That's a lot of die cuts in this one, which I think is fantastic, especially because it'll make your project really neat. I'm going to set these to the side. You might not be able to see all of it, but it's right here on this. When you get, if you have your kit already, because you can't order it anymore, you need to check back, because if they do have extras, usually around between the 23rd and 25th is when they get refills. If they do end up with refills, you wouldn't get the stamp set, but the refill would include all of the other products. So we're going to take those white tags, and I'm just going to take one, because I'm just going to make one of each. I'm not going to do all of my bags at once right now. And they used this leaf, and they used the Mary Merlot. Sorry, I'm reaching across. Hopefully you didn't see my big old chunky arm in there. You probably did though, because I didn't. I like to use my regular stamp pad. I mean, these are fantastic and I love to use them, but I like to give them out as gifts in classes as well. So I try to save those to use as little gifts. They stamp it this way, and it's just kind of partially on the tag and partially off. So I'm going to do it the same way they did it. Get that on there. Set the ink to the side so it's out of our way until we're ready for it again. And then the next thing we need to stamp is Grateful for Family Like You. That was the, so I guess I'm going to make more than one tag, but I'm only going to be attaching, I guess I might be attaching to more than one bag. Here I am trying to I'm just going to do one, and then look, I'm already, they did Grateful and they did Thankful. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp both of those. It'll be nice. You'll be able to see the images too. So if you haven't put your kit together yet, you can put your kit together. I'm going to ink it up. My ink is, again, might as well put it back in camera so you can see it. Sometimes when I stamp words, I have to stand up, because when I'm sitting down in the chair, it's not as easy to see where I'm stamping. And I got that a little bit light on that one, but it'll be all right. Make sure I get this one inked up really good. I love that. Isn't that beautiful? That Mary Merlot. It stamps perfectly on that crumb cake. It looks really great. And then we are going to take our circle banners and adhere to the tags. So now we need one of these tags out too. I need to just set this bag aside because it's kind of ruining my flow here. All right, so now that we have both of those and we've got those stamped, we're going to use some of these circle dies. So we've got this large one. I love that. I love those colors. Like I'm going to probably say it 100 times now, but such fantastic colors. And there's so many die sheets, I have to scrounge through them over here on the left to get them all. And we use this Mary Merlot one on this one. And they adhered them using the glue dots. Hi Linda, how are you? But since I have my snail right here, if you have snail, go ahead and use your snail. Glue dots are great too, don't get me wrong. But sometimes for, to do it a little bit quicker, you go ahead and you can use some of the snail adhesive. And now this one they kind of put off to the did they put it off to the side? No, they actually centered it, but I'm gonna put it off to the side a little bit. Now I gotta look at these again to see. No, they actually did them. They did them in the center, but I'm kind of messing it up. I'm doing it a little bit different, off to the side, but that's okay. Now we're gonna take some of this linen thread, and mine is already coming undone where I don't want it to, and I'm not gonna be able to. There we go. Here's the end. We want the end. And what we want is we want to make it into circle, but we want it to be a little bit bigger circle than what they have there. So I'm just going to wrap it like around 3 fingers. And I'm just going to do 3 or 4 times. And then just kind of hold it. Cut it off. And then they actually just laid it on here. And I think they used the glue dots to adhere this on here. And since I have glue dots already open, again, those other glue dots are fantastic. I love them, and they're great for traveling because you can lay them flat. But a lot of times I really like using these ones that are on the roll. And then we're gonna put a glue dot there. I'm gonna go ahead and just sneak one off from that roll and put it over here to kind of hold these down on this side too. So then you've got it held down. You've got your circle of linen thread. Isn't that cute? Now what I do like about the glue dots that come in here is when you peel them off, you can stick them onto a project and you don't have to, it's not sticky until you peel that adhesive backing off. So if you use your take your pick tool, or if you have one of these paper piercers, you can just peel it off like that and then stick it down to your project, and it's still covered with that adhesive backing, which is fantastic, especially if you want to make something and not put the ribbon on it until the last minute when you get there so your ribbon doesn't get squished or something. Those work fantastic for that. Now they also use this and they tied it around this tag. I'm going to need a little bit extra on that edge. And then just wrap it around before you cut it, so you have it wrapped around a few times before you cut it. And then you end up with about the right amount of ribbon that you want. And they did it in the center, so I'm going to move that back down to the center. And I like to, when I'm doing a bow on the edge, like when I'm doing a bow with any of the linen thread, to be honest with you, linen thread or baker's twine, I like to tie a knot first, because then your thread will stay where you want it. If you try to just tie a bow, sometimes it's hard to keep it where you want it while you're tying the bow. Sometimes it's hard to keep it there anyway. We're going to lay the scissors on there and hold that down. You get creative with your craft supplies when you're trying to do one thing or another. You like, look, these scissors are a little heavy. We'll use that as a weight. Why not? And then I'm just going to cut that little, so my tails aren't quite so long. But there, you got that bow right on the side. Isn't that adorable? I love tying things on the side like that. I just think it looks really cute. And then we are going to add in some of the little leaves and that type of thing in a minute. But before we do that, we're going to flip these over, and I'm going to close this ink pad before I get it all over myself. We'll use some of the Stampin' Dimensionals. We'll put one on each end. If you don't have Stampin' Dimensionals, if you're just watching this video and you don't have a paper pumpkin. If you have the paper pumpkin, you're going to have the dimensionals, but if you don't and you're just watching, Stampin' Dimensionals are one of my favorite things. I think my video just went a little bit blurry for some reason. I don't know why it does that sometimes. They're fantastic because they give it, just like they say, they give it a little bit of dimension. It lifts those up off from your paper a little bit, so you have a little bit of a gap there, and then you can add in some of your other, I'm going to use some of these little leaves, and we're going to use, oh, there's so many die cuts. I'm loving this. We're going to use some of these crumb cake leaves too, I think. And sometimes when they're thinner like this and you're trying to pull them out, it's easiest to kind of poke your finger up from the bottom to kind of push them a little bit. I'm not sure how many of these we're going to use. We'll just get 4 out for now. And it kind of pushes them out a little bit to help keep them from ripping. And then we've got some of these Mary Merlot leaves that have this little pattern on them. We'll just grab a couple of those. And then I need to see if they use any of these, because we are going to use some of these even if they don't, because I love them and I think they really need to be a part of these tags. Especially this one, I think. We need to kind of poke one in there so it's coming out the side here because it matches this on the bottom. And then we'll definitely use one of these leaves over here on this one. All right. So for these, definitely glue dots. Just stick a glue dot. Just if you have your roll of glue dots, do it this way. If you're using these, take your pick tool or your paper piercer, scoop them up, put them on the back. And then you just kind of slide it in, and then when you're ready to stick it down, just kind of push. Like I pushed on that. It's not going to stick to this because it's on the other side of that. And I want to add in a couple of these little sprigs here. Whoop, I just ripped the paper instead of pulling it up with the glue dot. And I'm just gonna push this one kind of underneath in the center. I didn't even get it stuck down. Stick it down. You can add one of these colorful ones in there if you want to. And like I was saying, this matches the leaf punch. I'm going to pull those, sorry, my arm's in the video. I'm not trying to be. I want to get to my punches, which are right behind my, or in front of my work area here. So sorry, my arm's sticking in there, but this is the leaf punch. And so these match the leaf punch. Isn't that great? Those are almost, basically, if you flip it this way, they match exactly. So if you ran out of those leaves and you have the leaf punch, you can add more. You can cut as many as you want from whatever color cardstock that you want to add more leaves. So there, I think that one's good like that. I want to add this leaf in, but I want to put, there we go, my dimensional was kind of stuck on one side of the linen thread, but not the other. I love these striped leaves here. I think they're gorgeous, but they need a little bit something else. So these crumb cake leaves added in there just over the top of them kind of tones down that stripe a little bit if you don't want all that pattern. If you want the pattern, don't tone it down. Don't put anything over the top of it. Actually, I'm going to bring that right next to that. Those are my little tags. Now, this ribbon here, I believe, and I'm going to look at the photo just to make sure, but they just tied that directly. You can tie it through the tag if you want to, or you can just tie it directly onto the bag, which I think is cute too. But I am going to only tie one of my tags on. I'm not going to tie them both on the same bag, obviously. I'm just going to trim a piece of ribbon, and now it'll probably tell me in here exactly how much to cut. But sometimes I'm not good at following these directions, but here's a handy thing. If you don't have a ruler, right here on the bottom of your directions is a 9-inch ruler. And they want you to cut 14 inches of linen thread and 16 inches of this ribbon. But I'm not gonna go with quite that much. I might have about a foot here. I think that'll be enough. And you're gonna have to kind of pinch it a little bit to get it through. Now I'm not tying linen thread through here as well. I'm only gonna tie this yellow ribbon, which I think I'll put it on this, which side? No, I like it on the right side. We'll put it on the right side of this one. So I just laced it through, so as you can see, it's around that part of the handle. I'm gonna even it up here. And again, you don't have to tie it in a bow. You don't even have to use it to tie the tag on with. You can use whatever you want. I love how it's kind of staying curly. I think that's great. Hi, Lisa Marie. Hi, Kathy. And now I'm gonna just tie that in a bow and then make my loops just a little bit smaller because I want a little bit longer tail on these, because like I said, I love the way that ribbon is curling up after being on that spool. Now if I can get this, there we go. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I love that. Now, as I was doing this, I just thought of something else that I thought would be cute, and I'm going to do it with this next tag on the other bag. And again, I probably only cut, look, with your ruler on the bottom there, I just went over 9 inches. I probably have about 11 inches. So you don't necessarily have to go with the full 16 inches if you don't want to, but if you want to, go for it. Use as much ribbon as you want. It's your ribbon. Do as you please. I really hope they have refills for this kit, because I really think this would be, I would love to have some more of this ribbon. This is fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna tie this in a knot. And because, like I said, I love the way it was curling up. Now as I'm pulling it, it's straightening a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna take this ribbon and I'm gonna see if it will rip. It's not going to rip, but I'm going to put 2 little slits in it. Nope, it's not going to rip, never mind. I was going to try to rip it and kind of slit it, but I think I'm gonna have to use my scissors to go all the way up like this. And I'm just gonna cut it. And you're just gonna have some extra little pieces hanging there instead of just the one. And you could use that to tie different bows if you want to, but I just kind of wanted it to be, it's not very even. Did not turn out as pretty as I wanted it to be, but then you've got those little strips hanging versus maybe if I would have just done 2. Let's do 2 on this side and see what it looks like. I might have done it better if I would have just done 2 and then tried to hold it at the end tight while I'm cutting it. Yeah, that's much easier. And then just slide your paper snips to make it even, or at least make a straight line. And then we just have little pieces curled. Isn't that cute? That's kind of cute like that. I like that. Other than my wonky cutting on that first strip. But the second one turned out better. So maybe I'll take a photo once I do it with 2 strips. And maybe I'll, no, I don't want to cut it before I knot it. I want to knot it first and then cut it, and then just have those little curly cues hanging there because they stay pretty curled after being on this spool. So there's that. I'm going to get a couple of the cards out because I do want to recreate these cards here, and well, at least 2 of them anyway. I don't know if I'll do all 3 of them. We'll see how much time I've already taken up. I don't even know if it'll show me when I'm looking at it. Yeah, I've already done 24 minutes. Wow, this has been long already, but that's okay. It was a cute kit. We had to spend some time on it. So I'm gonna get 1 of each of these cards. These are from the add-on bundle that you can purchase for $10. It coordinates with this set. And we're gonna do this Happy Thanksgiving one. So we're going to need one of those little banners. Like I said, all these die cuts are fantastic. There are so many sheets of die cuts in here, it's amazing. So we're going to need Happy Thanksgiving, and we're going to do that with the Mary Merlot ink. And again, remember, when you're using this, like I said, if you have the leaf punch, you can punch way more of these leaves out of any other color cardstock or vellum that you want to add to it. Let's do Happy Thanksgiving. Got that. We're going to do, maybe we'll do this one, the Thankful for Friends Like You. So we're going to get one of those other, I didn't even realize some of these are a little bit smaller. These ones are smaller. There's a couple smaller ones, so I did not realize that. Thankful for Friends Like You. We'll stamp on this one. Get our stamping done and over with for that. We're going to need some of these blue stripe. We're going to need 2 of these that we already punched out for that one. We are going to need this Mary Merlot. Oh, no, we didn't use Mary Merlot. They used the stripe one on that one as well. So we'll get a stripe one for that one. We're going to need another one of the crumb cake. I try to, when I'm recreating something like this from just a photo, I try to look at the photo and just get all the pieces together, because then it will make it easier when you start putting it together. They also used one of these leaves on this one. And it looks like they used 2 of these vellum. Which to me, when I'm looking at this, someone said they thought it was something called bittersweet, but it kind of looks like poplar leaves to me from a poplar tree. Who knows? Just using our best guess here. All right. So we've got all 3 of these are going to be on here. We need to make a bow. And I'm just going to unravel some of this to make our little bow. It doesn't have to be a huge bow. It's kind of a smaller bow by the looks of it. And again, not always the easiest to tie a bow when you're on camera, but not too bad. Okay, let's pull that. This ribbon kind of likes to do its own little thing sometimes. So I've got a little bit, pull it this way just a little bit. We're gonna trim the ends and just trim them on an angle so you have a little point at each end. And I've got some extra pieces I can save and use for something else. I don't know what, but something. All right, I'm gonna use glue dots to stick this ribbon down, or this bow. Just kind of get your glue dot right in the center. And they put it off to the side here on the right, or the left of the card, sorry. On the left of the card. Our Happy Thanksgiving, we are going to, it looks like they have dimensionals on it. Let me find those dimensionals. I have a whole pile of stuff here on the side of everything that I piled together when I moved everything over. I'm just gonna put one on each end. We're gonna put some glue dots on our pieces here. And now these little fantastic things, you can probably, because you've got a little bit of extra here, we can probably put 2 of those on one glue dot and it'll be just fine. And then we need to put our leaf. It looks like the leaf goes on first. Then these 2 that are kind of stuck together are going to stick out right next to that leaf. I'm going to take the adhesive backing off from here. And I forgot, I didn't even use any of the little sequins, so we're going to add some of those sequins here. This kind of sticks next to the bow and over, and then they add a couple of sequins. We'll get some of these bigger ones out. I should have added, they were probably some on those tags and I just missed it and didn't get them on there. Just add a little bit of sparkle to your card, not to your finger, sorry. Flipped it upside down. There we go, there's one. There's a little cute little Happy Thanksgiving card. And then the envelopes that came with this kit are adorable. Aren't those pretty? So you've got that print on the back and you've got that on the front. So there's the first one. This one is Thankful for Friends Like You. We will get our dimensionals on the back of this. And I'm probably gonna put 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom because the ribbon is going to be underneath this on the bottom, poking out. And it kind of looks like, here's what they did. My piece is gonna be a little bit long and we'll probably have to trim it in a second. If I can get it, I have some sticky stuck on that scissor, that's why it wouldn't come off. Okay, so they took a couple of glue dots by the looks of it, and they possibly stuck down the center. So we got our glue dot in the center, and I could have just stuck that to the card, but I didn't. And then we've got another glue dot holding this down. And then they're going to take a glue dot and stick it right on that ribbon, and then they folded that ribbon in. Now that's folded that way, so we're gonna need one more glue dot on this side to hold that ribbon down. Lots of little glue dots, but it gives you that little fold on the ribbon that they did. And then you just cut your little ribbon on an angle. And we'll do that on this side. Hold it down. Like I said, lots of glue dots to hold it down. And you could use snail adhesive to hold it down as well. Glue dots just easier for this little section. If I can get it to come off. Fold it over. One on this side to fold it over again. And then you just cut that off. And then when this little piece goes on there, you'll see those little, you can kind of layer those little folds over your, over the little sentiment placard or label, whatever you want to call it. All right, now that we have that, let's go ahead and we're going to use some glue dots again. I'm telling you, these glue dots come in handy. These little vellum pieces, there's 2 of them in the background. One's up just a little bit higher than the other. This one has a little piece still stuck to it. We're gonna pull that out just so it's not on there. This one goes down a little bit lower. They added in 2 of these striped leaves, which apparently I forgot. I guess I had 2 and I used one on that one there, or I lost it somewhere. Who knows? Hard telling. I'll find it later if I lost it. So we're gonna go ahead and get some glue dots on these ones, and we'll get some, sometimes I just stick them right to this and keep them all on here until I peel them off. A couple of these crumb cake leaves. We'll get one there. We'll get one-handed. We'll get one on this side a little bit so it's sticking up. These little leaves need to be, those stripe leaves are coming out here at the top. And then to cover the edge of that up, you've got your little sentiment with the Thankful for Friends Like You. Our ribbon has that little loop in it. I should have made the loop on this side just a little bit bigger, but that's all right. We can put it over top, use a couple of these little sequins, and actually I'm gonna open up those smaller ones too because I want to put a couple of these smaller ones on there because you got 2 different sizes in here, which was awesome. And the fun thing about this is you always end up with some of this left over, so you have these little I just flipped that and it stuck to my snail. You have extra little things to use on other projects if you want to, extra little embellishments. We'll add one right there. So there you have it. Those are 2 of the cards that are on this little extra add-on kit. And these are still available. So if you are already a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can order these add-on kits to go with your August kit that you just got. If you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can go subscribe right now at stampinwithvalerie.com. They will give you a code, then you go to Paper Pumpkin. You put in your email address that you used on your order. You put in your code for your Paper Pumpkin subscription, or if you're just doing, you can do a 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, however you want to do it. And you won't be able to get the August kit, but you can get these extra add-on. You can get the cards. So even if you don't have, you can get these cards as an add-on and use them. And with any luck, we will have refills available. I don't know if they're going to have refills or not. But so if you like this video and you want to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, just go to ValerieSmith.stampinup.net. And that's where you want to go to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. And you will get a code, and you can subscribe and you can order the extra cards if you want them. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I normally do a live on Wednesday for my One Card Wonder Wednesday. Tonight it's not going to be live, it's going to be recorded, and it's going to be in my VIP group, and then I will post it to my page, which is where you are right now. It's actually going to post in a couple of minutes to this page because I've got it set to post. So go ahead and watch that video. I make a really cute holiday card, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye.